Hello everyone and welcome to a new sex toy review. Today's product is the Madison 20.74 pound realistic mini silicone sex doll for breast fun by Erovenus. And I want you to pay very special attention to the price. So Madison is $295. There's actually two other dolls we're going to talk about during this review, so I want to bring them up now. So here's Madison, 20 pounds, $295. Let's just round it up to 300 just for round numbers. Then we have Yuki, who I reviewed in a different video. She's also 20 pounds, but she costs $360. So she's a little bit more than Madison, and we're going to compare and contrast these two dolls. But I also want to talk about an older doll that I reviewed a long time ago, which is Naomi, which is just a silicone butt. Just a disembodied butt, no breasts, no anything, just the butt, the vagina, and that's about it. And Naomi is 10 pounds, so she weighs half as much as Madison, and she costs $220. So Madison is $295, Yuki is $359, and Naomi is $219. So keep these three dolls in mind, and let's begin the hands-on review. All right, so this is the Madison. This is an anime body pillow sized sex doll torso, so it's pretty small. It's actually a little bit smaller than most of the anime body pillow torsos that I've reviewed, so it's even smaller than that. But it's very cheap. It's very cheap, and that's what they were going for. They were trying to make the cheapest torso doll possible, and they succeeded, but, well, we'll talk about it. So as far as the skin is fine, the color is good, the texture is good, the feel is good. Everything about the doll more or less is fine. It's just what's inside that counts. So I'll just, for the sake of completeness, I'll show you the boobs. The boobs feel fine. They're a little on the firm side. They don't feel super natural, but they feel good enough. And they squish and they jiggle. So that's fine. Let me flip her over, show you her butt. And that will become more important in a few minutes, but you'll see why. Okay, so her butt is fine. Again, good, firm, feels kind of like the boobs. Got firm squish, good spank, good jiggle. Not much to write home about though. Here's the problem. There's a few problems with this torso. Number one, the skeleton does not bend. There's a flexible plastic skeleton inside the doll that has some give, but you cannot pose it. You cannot put the doll in any kind of position. And so when you pick up the doll, for example, it's going to bend and kind of flop, but you could tell there's some structure in it, but it's not sturdy and it's not posable. And the problem is, because of the doll's position, this is really only good for doggy style. And sorry, I'm trying to not get in the way of the camera. Because of the position of the torso and because it can't be posed, I'll explain. So let's say you want to do missionary. So you got the doll set up. Well, when you look at the vagina, I'm just going to have to drag this out. All right, let me show you this. What do you notice about her butthole? It's not functional. She has one functional hole, which is her vagina, and that's fine. Again, the detail's fine. But here, this may be hard to come out on camera. The vagina is very low on the doll. Now this is because she's basically kind of sort of designed for doggy style. And so if you try to do missionary, the vagina is going to be on the lower side. So to get the vagina up, you're going to have to kind of bend her up like this. The problem is her skeleton doesn't bend. Again, there's no posability. Her skeleton has some give, so it flexes, but it doesn't hold the position. So you basically have to force it to bend it in the proper missionary position, and it'll constantly fight against you and want to go back to the neutral position. So missionary doesn't really work because of that, because the skeleton isn't posable. Now for doggy style, all right, so there's a different issue with doggy style. So because there's no arms, there's nothing to bend, there's nothing to pose, you basically just have to hold the doll by the torso and the ass and use it like a doggy style ass. But there's this whole rest of the doll making it very floppy and unbalanced. So you're trying to use it like a doggy style butt, and all this extra weight is causing it to be very unbalanced. You essentially have to rest the doll on a table or something and then use it doggy style. And so this part of the doll is kind of just getting in the way. It's not really adding anything. It's okay. It's not really adding anything though. So honestly, I prefer the Naomi. So if you remember the Naomi, it's the doggy style butt, which is essentially the same as this. Just like this doesn't have a functional butthole, and the Naomi does not have a functional butthole. So I'll show you that in a second. I still have the Naomi, by the way. All right, so this is Naomi. So Naomi is just a butt, and I think they're about the same size. Looks like Naomi's a little bit bigger than Madison. But the thing about Naomi is, you know, she doesn't have a butthole either. Her butt is not functional, but she's just a butt, right? So you don't have to worry about her skeleton not getting in the way or not. You know, like you just hold her by her butt and you could use it like a toy, and there's no extra part of her body that's fighting you and creating additional weight. So you can just, it fits good in your hands. Again, it's a bit on the small side. This is about like $220. So this butt, Naomi, is $220. And this was the cheapest product on the Erovenus / LoveNestle line. Now with Madison, she's only $50 more. And so you might think that's a good deal. You might think, well, why would I just get the butt when I can get a torso for only $50 more? But this additional torso just gets in the way. It doesn't make the doggy style better. It just makes it uneven and hard to handle. Because while you're trying to use the doggy style butt, the torso is pulling down and flopping around and getting in the way. And you can't really use it for missionary because the torso can't bend into the proper angle. So let's go one step higher. So I reviewed this doll a little bit ago. This is going to be the Yuki. All right. So this is the Yuki. I reviewed this not too long ago. This is an anime body pillow size silicone sex doll. The breasts feel much better. These are like super floppy, realistic, natural feeling boobs. The skeleton is posable, so I can basically lift her to reposition her body, so I can make her, like, I could just push down right here. Hold on. See that? So I just push down on her. I basically just put my hand behind her neck and push down, and I adjusted her hips to make them stick up. And her legs are posable, right? I can open up her legs and they will hold the pose. And this is extremely significant because this allows for missionary. And because she has leg nubs, the doggy style works better. So this doll just works better across the board compared to Madison. And Yuki only costs $50 more. So for $50 less, you just get a butt. But it's more functional because you don't have all this additional weight. And then there's Madison in the middle. And then for $50 more than Madison, you get Yuki, which is much more posable, has a posable skeleton, has, you know, spreadable legs, and also has a functional butthole. So let me just, you know, demonstrate that. See, there's her vagina and there's her butthole, both fully functional. So basically, Yuki is $50 more than Madison, and Naomi is $50 less than Madison, and they both are better than Madison. So if you just want a cheap toy that feels like a real woman, get Naomi. If you have an anime body pillow and you want an anime body pillow doll to go with that, get Yuki. So this is Yuki right here. I just reviewed Yuki, I think, like a month or so ago. I could post a link to the review for that if you want to check that out. I wouldn't recommend anyone get Madison. And again, the reason why is she's trying to be the in-between between Yuki and Naomi. And the problem is she doesn't do, like, Yuki and Naomi are better at what they do than Madison is at either. Madison can't do missionary. She can do doggy style if you bend her over something to support her floppy weight. But the Naomi butt is frankly better and cheaper. And then for $50 more than Madison, you can upgrade to Yuki, and Yuki's just better at everything Madison is trying to do because she has a posable skeleton, 2 orifices, and more natural feeling boobs. So there's just really no reason to get the Madison doll. Just get the Naomi doll if you want a cheap toy, or get Yuki if you have an anime body pillow and you want a torso to work with that. If $50 is going to be a deal breaker, like you just can't afford Yuki, but you can't afford Madison, then just get Naomi. She's $50 less than Madison. But if you're like, no, but I need the boobs. These aren't, they're fine. But again, these aren't like Erovenus's best work. I highly, highly, highly recommend you just upgrade to Yuki or downgrade to Naomi. One or the other. So Naomi's great, Yuki's great, Madison not so much, but you can get them from Erovenus. I'll provide links to all 3 products. And some of them might even be on sale. If they're on sale, my coupon code gives you 3% off, but there are products on the Erovenus website that are already 15% off, and my code stacks. So you can save up to 18% if you use my coupon code with a product that's 15% off, or just save 3% store-wide. Anyway, thank you Erovenus for sending me this toy. Check out Naomi and Yuki. Don't get Madison, unless for some reason this is like your dream girl and you like floppy skeletons. I don't know. But I would recommend Naomi or Yuki. But I'll provide links to those products as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is Turd Flinging Monkey, and I'll see you next time.